I felt like safest in a strange way during that time because I had to learn to do these things, to sing and play guitar, but I felt on my own.
Songwriting's a funny thing. It's about searching for something.
You got to spend a lot of time with Bruce. Mm-hmm. Were there any conversations that really stood out to you?
Yeah, I mean, there were many. I think kind of the biggest sort of breakthrough conversation came after he'd listened to my recordings of some of the songs off Nebraska. I think the first one he listened to was Mansion. And he gave me a call after and he said, you know, you sing well, you sound like me, but not just like me. You're making the song your own. And I want the whole process of making this movie to feel that way. And that was really wonderful because it kind of gave me permission to begin this really daunting task of portraying this incredibly well-known, I mean, maybe one of the more well-known people in the history of this planet. I spent time with him driving around Freehold. I had dinner at his home with him and his wife Patty before we started filming, and we got to talk about his music, and more specifically, you know, we spoke a lot about Reason to Believe and what I take away from that song and what he thinks people, you know, misunderstand about that song, and so a lot of that process stuff was important.
What did you think about Reasons to Believe, and what did he think?
I believed that there was hope in that song, and he said that's not the case, and I sort of said, don't you feel that when you write a song, you're giving it up? And he said, I guess you're right if you want to feel that way. You know, you can feel that way, but that's not how it was intended. Yeah.
I love that. So you're kind of both agree to disagree.
Sure. Yeah.
Don't need to be perfect. I want it to feel like I'm in the room by myself.
Was there any moment where you forgot Jeremy was Jeremy?
Yeah. Yeah. For like the last year, I've forgotten Jeremy was Jeremy. I'm like, that's Bruce. There were these moments where, you know, he'd put in the contact lenses and he'd stand in a certain way that are so like ingrained into my mind that when I think about Bruce, there's like a version in my mind that is like the real Bruce now, the real Bruce from then, and also Jeremy as Bruce, all kind of in this like one weird, you know, chimera.
Was there any specific song that you were particularly excited to see Jeremy perform?
There's a deleted scene.
Tell us, give it to us.
He does a performance of a song at the Stone Pony, and that was the first time I'd actually heard him perform. It was so brilliant and so uncanny that I thought that it was a B-side that I hadn't heard yet. It's like, where did they get this song, like this B-side that Bruce hasn't released? And it was Jeremy. And I was like, okay, this is real. Like we're really doing it here. Like he's really doing it.
Baby, we were born to run.
Was there a moment when you were directing where you were really blown away or really found what you were looking for?
Oh, I mean, there were, too many to even recount. Apart from the fact that we never wanted this to feel like mimicry or imitation of Bruce, but he embodied Bruce in a way that I've come to know about Bruce. Intensity, vulnerability, humility, tenderness, an introspection, a swagger that Jeremy and Bruce share. His performance singing Born to Run and Born in the USA and some of the things singing Nebraska blow me away for someone who's never picked up a guitar and never sung. Jeremy is one of the best actors I've worked with. He's one of the best actors of his generation. He captures the Bruce Springsteen that I know and love. And if Bruce Springsteen thinks he nailed it, who better?
Trying to find some real in all the noise.
Was there a particular scene that really helped you lock into his essence or his character?
A lot of the work in Colts Neck, a lot of the work in that house, the recording process, finding the song Nebraska specifically and playing that music. And I felt like safest in a strange way during that time because, I mean, I had to learn to do these things, to sing and play guitar, but I felt on my own, you know. So much of this movie is about like a man alone in a room. And what comes out of that. And I guess I felt like there were no wrong answers.
I'm interested in how you were able to keep the momentum in the script, especially incorporating all of the music. How do you keep that momentum and drama going?
Well, when you make a film, you write it 3 times. You write the screenplay, you rewrite it when you're shooting, and then you rewrite it yet again when you're editing. And it's really about pacing. It's about pacing the moments quickly that you think need it. Some of the scenes in The Stone Pony, some of the electric scenes of Bruce performing Born to Run or Born in the USA. But then you have to slow the movie down so that the quiet can get a little loud. as Bruce says. You have to understand this is a man enduring a spiritual crisis, a crisis of loneliness, and you can only do that by slowing the pace of the film and just allowing him to tell you this, show you this, convey this without any dialogue. And that takes time.
And Bruce came to set.
Yep.
Were there any conversations that you had with him of notes in particular that he gave you that really stood out to you?
You know, we were shooting the diner scene, which is this breakup essentially, and he revealed that it was something that happened to him where someone had said this stuff to him, and to hear him say that was really nice. I felt this real validation and a feeling that he had about that moment. I was happy to be a part of kind of bringing that to justice.
I think we got that.
Oh, yeah, we got that one.